G'day guys, Seeney here and welcome to another episode on the Australian Wealth channel. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite stocks, and that is the Tattooed Chef. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps to get these videos out to more people and the information that I'm sharing. So in this video, I'm talking about the Tattooed Chef Corporation. Now I'm pretty sure that you guys, if you've been following this channel, you know about Tattooed Chef. TTCF is the ticker symbol. Now I just wanted to share some information that's now come out to the public, which we had a few weeks before it actually kind of blew up in the news. I'm part of a couple of Discord chats where a lot of information is shared, and this was actually a piece of information that we managed to find and decipher before it hit the general markets. So Tattooed Chef has actually got distribution now into Kroger grocery stores, which is fantastic. So what we're talking about here is 1,800 stores that the Tattooed Chef is now going to have products in. Initially, we thought that it might have like 3 to 5 SKUs, three to 5 different products that are in these different stores, but it's actually turned out that Kroger has taken on 12 different products from Tattooed Chef, which is a fantastic number. So this is beyond all of our current expectations, which is fantastic. And one of the things I really like about this company is they continue to execute across everything that they do. You know, they've got distribution into Walmart, they've got distribution into Whole Foods, they've got distribution now into Kroger, and this is only going to continue. There's a number of deals that are currently in the works, including one with Publix, which I think is the 3rd or 4th biggest grocery chain in all of America. So Kroger is definitely one of the big ones. So it's fantastic that Tattooed Chef is in there. Now, what we've seen recently with the stock price is the stock price has come down a little bit from, I believe, $23, $24 a share, now down to sitting around that $19, $20 mark. There's a real point of resistance there on the chart if you guys look that up. So, Tattooed Chef at the moment is really in a bit of a range. It's kind of getting stuck between that mark, and we're not sure whether it's going to go down or whether it's going to go up. Personally, what I've been doing is I've been buying more shares. So I've actually averaged up on my position, which is not something that I do very often, but I have so much belief in this company for the future. There's so much growth potential. And I'll run through some of those numbers that we've seen recently very shortly. The next earnings date for Tattooed Chef is the 9th of August, I believe. So what we'll see is those Target numbers. They recently got their products into Target stores in the US. So we'll probably start to see them show up in this earnings, which is fantastic. So I'm going to delve into the numbers. This is obviously all just information. If you're looking at investing in this stock, you need to make your own decisions and do your own research into this company. So this Tattooed Chef position that I have is a position that I've put about $75,000 into so far. So, it's a decent chunk of money. There is a lot of risk involved because, it's a smaller company, it's under a $2 billion market cap, which doesn't sound small, but yes, it is very small compared to some of the other companies that are out there that are, hundreds of billions or even trillions at this point. So the CEO is Sam Galletti, and he's been a fantastic operator. He's been in the game, in the food game, longer than I've been alive, and he's still in the business. So he has a lot of knowledge about the sector and how to get distribution into all of these places and how to sell product. So the revenue growth that we've seen recently is about 65% year over year. So they're doing 65% more revenue than they were doing last year, which is fantastic. And what we're going to see is that's probably going to continue because there's been a lot of acquisitions recently that Tattooed Chef has made. There's 2 in particular which will see them move into snacks and more Mexican style foods. So as they continue to grab hold of companies, that's going to increase their revenue growth, which is fantastic. And the great thing is they actually got these 2 particular companies for an absolute deal compared to the revenue that they're going to generate over time. So something else that I like about Tattooed Chef is they basically have no debt, which is great. They have a really good cash position. So they're in a great position where they can actually go and make these acquisitions. If you're a company that wants to grow really fast and you don't have much cash and, you don't have much stock to offer other companies, it's just going to make it really hard. It's going to make it really hard to grow fast. So this is something that I really like about Tattooed Chef is they're cashed up. Very good. So at the moment they have roughly a $1.6, $1.7 billion market cap. It's roughly around that position. Obviously that moves as the stock price goes up and down. So for this particular company and in the food sector in general, This is quite expensive, all right? So don't get me wrong, this company is quite expensive, but as I've said before on this channel, a lot of the stocks that are actually great stocks for the long term can be quite expensive. You know, you might not be able to get them at a deal, or there might be a very, very specific window where you can get hold of these companies for a steal. But for example, Amazon is one of those companies. Basically, the entire time it's been on the stock market, it's been incredibly expensive. And perhaps this is the case with Tattooed Chef. Obviously, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I cannot see the future. So, great company. And I personally believe that this is going to turn into a food giant over time. You know, we've seen other companies that are sort of in this space, plant-based space, and, you know, doing snacks and things like that. Like Conagra Foods, which have a market cap well in excess of $10 billion. So what we're going to see, hopefully over time, is at Tattooed Chef, as they continue to expand and grow revenue, is that we might actually see them grow into a valuation which is much bigger than what they currently are. So it is expensive, but if they continue to grow revenue at the rate that they currently are, they're definitely on track for $1 billion by, I think, 2026, you know, maybe even the year before. And that at that point, this stock is going to start looking incredibly cheap, even for what it is now. So something I've talked about a lot on this channel is making sure that you're in massively growing stocks in massively growing sectors. So this is something that is a really important ethos for my personal investing, is I try and look for companies that are growing massively within a massively growing sector. So this is companies such as CrowdStrike. The cybersecurity space is just huge, and CrowdStrike is doing revenue numbers of basically 100% growth year over year. Dropbox is another one. They're growing really well. And of course, the cloud sector is an area that is growing really massively as well. And Tattooed Chef is another one. This plant-based trend is something that's going to be around for a while and continues to grow over time. And Tattooed Chef is one of those companies in the space that is growing massively. So for that reason, it was quite an attractive investment for me. Now, of course, you know, you have to pay a bit of a premium for companies that, you know, are growing quite massively. But in this case, you know, I see a lot of good long-term potential for this company. Also, in the environment we're currently in, we're seeing inflation come up quite a lot. And, you know, there's a lot of fear and nervousness about inflation and, you know, what that's going to do to the market and what this is going to do to companies that have debt and, you know, have to, you know, sell their products at a higher rate to compensate for inflation. Well, the great thing about Tattooed Chef is that they're actually vertically integrated. And what that means is that they are kind of protected a little bit more against rising inflation compared to other companies that have to outsource different things here and there, which is definitely a win for the Tattooed Chef. So we're going to see their earnings on the 9th of August, as I've said. I'm really excited to see what they've done. You know, hopefully we're going to see a rise in the stock price, but you know, if we see it go down for whatever reason, I'm going to be there buying pretty much any time it's under 20, because I personally believe it's an absolute deal. You need to do your own research and make up your own mind about these things. You cannot take my advice. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be really keen to hear about your thoughts on the Tattooed Chef. Do you think this is going to be a win long term? Do you just think it's overvalued? Love to hear your thoughts in the comments. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Seeney, and we'll see you later.